Charles Dickens opens A Tale of Two Cities. The story takes us between two great cities, London and Paris, during the French Revolution, one of the most dramatic and violent periods in history. At its heart, the novel is about contrasts, order and chaos, love and hatred, despair and hope. And above all, it is about a powerful theme that echoes throughout the story, recalled to life. The Two Cities London is presented as a city of safety and law. Life here is far from perfect, but there is stability. In contrast, Paris is a city on fire. The poor starve while the rich live in arrogance and luxury. In Paris, injustice has reached its breaking point, and the revolution is rising like a storm. Dickens uses these two cities to symbolize two sides of humanity. London, with its refuge and calm, represents stability and healing. Paris, with its anger and blood, represents destruction and rebirth. Between these two worlds, the characters travel, their lives woven together by love, sacrifice, and fate. Recalled to life. One of the first mysterious messages in the book says, "Recalled to life." At first, it sounds cryptic, but soon its meaning becomes clear. Dr. Alexandre Manette, once a respected physician in Paris, was unjustly imprisoned in the Bastille for 18 long years. In that darkness, he lost not only his freedom, but also his very identity. When he is finally released, he is a broken man, clinging to the shoemaking work he learned in prison. It is as if he has been buried alive. But through the care of his daughter, Lucy Manette, he begins to recover. Her love gives him strength, her voice draws him back to hope, and slowly he comes alive again. This is the first great example of resurrection in the novel, a man literally recalled to life. Resurrection in many forms. The idea of being recalled to life does not stop with Dr. Manette. It appears again and again in different forms. For the people of France, the revolution is their own resurrection. They believe they are bringing their nation back to life, breaking free from centuries of oppression. But this resurrection comes with blood, violence, and terror. Justice turns into vengeance, and the guillotine becomes a daily sight. Amidst all of this, another character's story shows us the deepest meaning of resurrection: Sidney Carton's redemption. Sidney Carton begins the novel as a wasted man. He is clever and capable, but he drinks away his life and feels worthless. He sees no future for himself, no purpose. But then he meets Lucy Manette. Though she does not love him as she loves Charles Darnay, her kindness awakens something within him. For the first time, he begins to dream of being better, of living a life of meaning. When the revolution rages and Charles Darnay is sentenced to death, it is Sidney Carton who steps forward. In the most selfless act of the novel, he sacrifices his own life to save Darnay, so that Lucy and her family can live in peace. In that moment, Sidney Carton, once wasted and broken, finds his true purpose. His life, which he thought meaningless, becomes the most meaningful of all. Through sacrifice, he is reborn. He too is recalled to life. The message of the two cities. So what do the two cities represent? London is a city of order, family, and healing. Paris is a city of revolution, chaos, and rebirth through violence. Together they form a stage for the struggles of human life: safety versus danger, peace versus war, death versus resurrection. And what about the theme of resurrection? Dickens shows it in many ways. Dr. Manette, brought back from despair by his daughter. The people of France, rising from oppression, though at a terrible cost. Sidney Carton, who gains eternal life in the hearts of others through his final sacrifice. Closing reflection. A Tale of Two Cities is more than a story of history. It is a story of human hope. It tells us that even in the darkest times, life can begin again. A broken man can be healed. A wasted soul can find purpose. A nation can rise from chains. To be recalled to life is to be given a second chance, to find hope after despair, love after loss, and meaning even in sacrifice. Charles Dickens reminds us that no matter how lost we feel, resurrection is always possible. Life, in one way or another, can always be recalled again.